We'll have to just wait and see as we get into the action, get ready to open up the barriers. As we can see, first on the attack, Fnatic. Heavy stack outside of Garage for now, just waiting out that 0 point. No one getting tagged by it as Maj plays up close, sends a shot, sees multiple players. Now just going to be setting up that poison orb and backing away.
Yeah, and this is something that Fnatic really needs here, is good pistol rounds. It really killed them against Loud in their previous matchup. So if they can find some success, which they did the last time they played FUT on this map, it was very one-sided for Fnatic the last time. On their attacker side, they came out, won the pistol, won the follow-up, and even won the bonus to close things out. So it was a very good map for Fnatic all around. But this time, FUT starting on the defender side. Let's see if they can maybe get a read on this mid push here. Crack's going to get a little bit of contact. Just backs right off.
Not looking to overstep here. Showing respect to the players on the opposite side of the stage. I mean, Des was talking about the players themselves talking about it. They're very familiar with each other, given that they were playing multiple times throughout the regular season over in EMEA. So FUT not looking to put a toe out of line right now.
And you got to give FUT a lot of credit. I mean, they took a map off of Fnatic. And yes, the next two didn't go so great in the playoffs, but still, we're able to get the job done. It's a little bit of a fake flash over towards B Heaven. Still,
30 seconds left.
Boaster could be expecting some contact. That flash should give things away, or immediately the smoke screen is up.
It just actually expires. It doesn't actually go up, but Alfie are playing up around the side for Cage. Manages to find one. Out of Captain will respond, but Boaster's there for the trade up. 2-for-1 exchange. Really running the clock down low, 12 seconds. Obviously plenty of time to get the plant down. Peek out though. Forces him off of this one. They have to get out to safety. Leo, however, striking at the perfect time. Finds Mr. Fallen from behind. Checks back over towards the vent. But now the spike is going to be planted. 4 members strong still here on the site, but now Boaster taken down.
Crack's doing a good job finding Boaster through the smoke here. Going to go for the pop flash around the corner. Nobody there just yet. A nade going to back him off momentarily.
It's a good chunk of damage too. Down to 68. Shock to try to buy some time and maybe even find the pick. Won't find it for Chronicles. Ghost certainly will, and he'll double up. Finds Maj as well to boot. And, well, that's going to be Fnatic taking away the pistol round.
And this is exactly the start Fnatic needed. Again, the pistols were just not there for them against Loud. They had such a good read. But here, this time around, they set up a trap. They put players through the ramp, and they're able to catch some people in the back, and then they leave Leo in the ropes to strike from behind when they attempt to kind of disrupt the plant early. And Fnatic just doing a wonderful job here, hitting some great shots, and it's a complete setup that FUT just never really reads very well. And they get crunched and they get eliminated from that pistol, and Fnatic off to a really good start.
Let's see what happens here. So the pop flash through does manage to get the full blind across, but tuck into the corner. Leo not going to get picked off there over by Ramen. I was going to say, you know, versus Paper Rex, one of the big turning points, one of the things that made that ascent so close right off the rip was being able to win this Thrifty round. Here the second, after allowing Paper Rex to pick up that pistol. So if they could pull that off, that would definitely give some momentum that FUT so desperately need.
And really just had just a solid defense against Paper Rex. I mean, absorbing contact really, really well. Bending but not breaking a lot of times against that Paper Rex aggression. Of course, when the sides flipped, then Something's Reyna came online, and it was a very different story. But here, let's see if they can find some kind of success. They gambled a bit on the A side, just leaving Mr. Fallen over here to kind of get some info. So site going to be taken relatively for free. Mr. Fallen is kind of keeping track as best as he can of Fnatic's move. He gets a little bit of damage there into Boaster.
Just a touch. A little bit onto Chronicle as well as that plant does come through. Rotation still waiting for Maj to make his way through the vents at the moment. Alfier is going to be getting ready to make contact against him over in mid. Everybody else, though, operating within the side itself.
Toxins going up.
Just a ghost there for Alfier in mid, about to potentially cross Maj's path, but Maj still looking for a lurk, and he gets
the flash timing is absolutely perfect. Gets the catch on him even without the full blind. Still enough to completely catch him off guard. As Mr. Fallen will be able to find Chronicle at range. Leo with the Vandal, however, puts a good use. Boaster as well, finding one with the Stinger. Kiwi takes away Durka. The swing in now onto the site. At a Captain, finding Leo. Boaster, the last man standing, but there's just no time, so they cannot get the defuse. So yes, this is in fact going to be that 2-0 beginning for the side of Fnatic, but they're only carrying this Vandal over into the bonus.
This is a phenomenal eco here for FUT. Getting some huge kills. Maj, even with that flash coming in there, you know, Alpha did a little bit of damage, but Maj just so ready for it. Gets that kill. And then some long-range shots from Mr. Fallen. weakening him up early. Even though the heal did come through from Leo, they're still able to find some great shots. Kiwi comes in with that Sheriff, gets some big kills as well. So very successful round there for FUT as we go into full rifles, half armors for the side of Fnatic, full armors for FUT, of course. Chronicle getting a little bit close to that Rolling Thunder, a couple way for the Seekers for Leo as well.
Kiwi just looking to hold forward there in Garage, but it seems like both are playing back as far as he is. Doesn't have any further interest in really trying to push the issue here. Start bringing sides away as Boombot goes in. Fragment in response. Durka going to be chunked down to 85. Armor lost, but can get top back up to 100 here.
And it's a lot of utility used here early for Fnatic. One of the things that caused Fnatic some problems against Loud was that a lot of their utility didn't catch too much value here. And you're using the Boombot and the Trailblazer, things that are really good for helping you clear sights on executes early. You still have the fault line, of course. You still have the breach utility. So some fallback for the side of Fnatic.
Hello.
Yep, there's a Cypher there.
Just the days on the Alpha here. Pop flash and Durka pouncing forward with the blast pack. Finds the headshot. That's going to be Mosh taking down that mid control. Now completely opened up here for the side of Fnatic. Smoke in response up into heaven. As right now, it is just at a captain, as well as Mr. Fallen situated here on the A side, looking to hold the line. The rest of the team going to have to try to rotate over. See them waiting the Paranoia across. Paranoia in response right as they drop down. Mr. Fallen finds the first kill. Flash going to be set, but Boaster's in front of it. Manages to get the catch. Mr. Fallen still trying to hold the line. Finds himself the second elimination. Spots another. Now knows Chronicle. Forward, up close and personal as the plant comes in, but the site is being cleared out. Now it's all down to cracks.
The post-plant discipline here from Fnatic, so good.
Has to get in front of this aftershock. Manages to do so. Now Chronicle not spotting him on the back end. Knows that he's in the site. Shuts him down. 3 members still standing in a 3-0 beginning. Fnatic have a nice little win streak building up.
It's just so difficult once Fnatic gets into place here. The crossfires, everybody's doing their job, watching the right angles. Screens is covered, you know, even though Mr. Fallen doing some damage on site itself, just everybody in the right place at the right time for Fnatic, and even using some of that util early, still able to find that flash, get Durka that early kill to set that advantage, to set that tempo for Fnatic. And they're looking clean here to start. The same kind of story we saw the last time these two teams squared off on Split.
Sheriff's across the board, a Marshall in hand for Mr. Fallen. So looking for the shot, but Durka just jumping up on top of the box, managing to find his second elimination of this map so far as Kiwi will be taken down. Fault line forward, not getting the stun, Dog getting the spot.
There.
Fallen just playing within the smoke. Pings coming down. They're aware that somebody's going to be lurking there.
It's so much util to displace Mr. Fallen at their disposal right now, but a flash there.
It's gorgeous, but he can't line up the Marshall shot, and then Leo counter swings forward to take him down. Marshall now out of the fray, 2 players. Got a sandwich here in between all the Fnatic members now, stuck in the garage. Fnatic captain will arrive, just creeping his way up. It's Durka just swings the corner and takes down Cracks. Gets himself a 3rd elimination. Now he's very much on the board. Boaster turns away. As Fnatic captain swings in, but Alfia boosted up on top of the box, will be able to spot him. Gets the headshot, and there's the 4-0. Flawless for the side of Fnatic.
Another thing we should talk about here with FUT, the last time we saw them on Split was in Tokyo. They haven't played it since then, and they were running an Astra and a Cypher instead of a Viper and an Omen. So some changes here, I think, especially with the Omen, you want to catch some of those flashes. We've seen them have some effect. Those Paranoias do a pretty good job. Maj, I was hoping to see that Viper have a little bit more impact here on the defender side to really make life a little bit more difficult for Fnatic to get some information, to get these executes. But so far, Fnatic's been able to kind of wait things out and avoid a few catastrophic flashes. You know, they take some damage, but Fnatic able to recover very, very nicely here throughout these early rounds.
So anybody else that's playing forward into heaven there, and you expect that Mr. Fallen likely going to be able to get the kill, but because it's the Raze, because he has that mobility, can just blast back backward. Just can't quite nail it down, and Leo is just Johnny on the spot with that counter swing through. Now, though, pretty early, full shift over towards the A site here from the side of Fnatic, because they have been playing these rounds out very slowly for the most part. Rolling Thunder at the ready. Curious to see what the setup is going to be as they look to take this push. Cyber Cage to get the cross up the ramp as Kiwi just looking to hold the line. It drops down, he spots one. Now just has to press forward here into the site. Rolling Thunder now crashing across. Alfia, however, still going to be taken down. Maj finds him lurking up in towards heaven. The rest of the team just has to exit, and they have this man advantage, but they're going to have to be playing retake.
Yeah, Mr. Fallen does have his Seekers here. Try to help get this retake going. Boaster's just going to prep the Paranoia, see if he can find some value. It's right now looking like pretty heavy screens lean. Durka's going to be watching it. The Paranoia not going to connect.
Seekers, two of them going to be cleared out. Still one swinging around over towards the screen side. Durka going to be the one that makes contact with that one. They swing in. They push him off the angle, but they can't find the kill. They can't find the damage. But Cracks takes out Boaster right as that smoke is about to bloom. Finds another kill. The man advantage further being compounded upon now as Cracks will find another. Mr. Fallen goes forward, finds Chronicle, and now it's all on Leo. It'd have to be a 1v5 ace clutch, but it just does not seem possible at all, and Leo's not even going to try for it. Would love to get any kind of straight pick that he can, but he's going to be able to just find Kiwi to avoid a flawless. But that finally gets put on the board now, 1-4.
This is a great retake here for FUT. Really, really patient, dodging that Paranoia from Boaster, and then finding some great timings as those smokes are popping to get 2 big kills, get themselves back in. Ooh. And Maj just, yeah. Didn't want to be that Cypher in that moment. Cracks having a great one there. Again, right as those smokes are popping, able to find some really good timings, disrupting Fnatic, cutting them down. So a big win here for FUT to stabilize. Going to be able to recover that op for Kiwi. Has the Blade Storm. Cracks with that null command as well. This could play for a little bit more of a retake style here. Maybe try to get them crunched in mid. You got the Viper and the Omen setting up their smokes to delay a little bit here. Another thing that was giving Fnatic a lot of fits against Loud was just Loud being able to run the clock out, to just be really stalwart in their defense, and then force Fnatic into these low-time, high-pressure situations where Fnatic had to make the best of bad situations. And sure, sometimes they did, but that's not a recipe for success. You know, what makes Fnatic so good is their protocols, is their execute, is their ability to read and manipulate the map, and Loud was doing just a masterful job dodging that.
Okay, well, fault line, that's going to shove Atacaptain back. Really good 0 point though, shuts out the showstopper, and Durka gets taken down. Cracks again, coming up with the goods. And that's the entry power taken away. No command just still rolling through. Spam in, Boaster knocked down to 47 HP. Chronicle untouched, just grabbing that orb. No charges. Trying to get closer to the next Rolling Thunder. Paranoia across, he just tries the blind entry into the site, and Cracks again shuts it down. The spike now stranded just on the outskirts of the garage.
The flash from Leo just didn't quite get there in time before Cracks was able to take Boaster down and have to drop out. Some pressure being applied towards B Heaven. Maj just going to keep him corralled there.
There's just no time.
Yep.
They're still going to try to play in for this one, but the Sun's just not going to do enough. Atacaptain and Mr. Fallen with one apiece. Chronicle again just stuck here. Let's see if you can get any maybe extra orbs built up. How deeply do they want to go on the hunt? 0 point will spot him. Looks like they're not really going to be looking to push forward into the garage, though they will still show respect to him. That is going to be FUT scraping together a second round win.
That's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of that round. Delay, delay, delay does give Fnatic some problems. It does kind of make things, you know, obviously it makes it easier for you as the opponent because it's a little more readable, but you can see just a little bit off kilter with some of their coordination there, a little maybe their communication as well, but overall really impressed with those last couple rounds from FUT. Again, that bend not break kind of style defense there, where they're willing to give a little bit of space, punch back in return. Boaster's just gonna go right into the back.
It's a fake.
Just a fake.
Yeah, just trying to, you know, instill the seed of doubt here. You see Atacaptain is watching around the back over towards their spawn, and that leaves Mr. Fallen completely on his lonesome, and this time Durka gets the better of him. Jumping forward, finds the kill, and that's the kind of start you love to see if you're a Fnatic fan.
Exactly.
Right now going to be coming through, not wasting any time on this round. The rotations still beginning to come in. Despite sent down, but it's a bit too late. Hero Theft as well going to be invested there from the side of Alpha here, just spotting everybody's locations, and now he goes on a merry hunt.
It's going to have to be incredible shooting here from FUT to get through. It's going to be the Blade Storm pop for Kiwi.
Flash out, full flash on a Kiwi as he's up into the air, and Chronicle manages to find the shot. Takes him down, Dirk as well, poking out from garage. Just a day at the shooting range here. As one by one, they will fall. Atacaptain with nothing more to do here in this round. Just have to back away and try to hold on to the weapon, but Alfier is swinging around the backside, pushing downstairs, ready to get the catch, ready to take this gun out of his hands, and this stun is perfect from Chronicle to set it up. That is a Prime Gaming flawless if there ever was one. It's Fnatic. Will go ahead, disallow FUT from getting that 3 consecutive round win. They keep themselves with a nice little stretch lead of 3 rounds.
And it's a brilliant fake here because it draws Captain back into their spawn. That's immediately where my eyes went as well. As soon as that ult was popped by Boaster, and it drawed that extra defender away and made this execute that much easier for Durka and for Fnatic to get in there and get the job done. That means there's no paranoia there to really gum up the works at the front of B main. So a phenomenal set play there from Fnatic to give themselves an easy round win in round 7.
Just nicely done. You know, already that play itself, fantastic. You get that seed of doubt pushed in, and that allows you to get into the site, but then just the timings of this utility from Chronicle looking so much cleaner compared to the series versus Loud. That flash, just fully getting the catch there on Kiwi. Believe it was his setup with a flashpoint to just get that full blind, deny the ability to get value off the Bladestorm, because that's really, in that moment, that is the most dangerous thing, and they dealt with it absolutely beautifully.
And that stun at the end, just to make sure that Captain has no chance of holding that gun over, doing any more damage. You know, any economic damage you can do here as Fnatic is so valuable, as it's going to be a heavy investment for FUT coming into this round. It's going to be that op back into Kiwi's hands.
Here.
A lot of money going to have to be spent. Meanwhile, Fnatic sitting very pretty. Chronicle only a couple away from that Rolling Thunder. Maj one away from the Viper's Pit. So let's see if he can find a way to get that into play into this round. But it's a full 5-man stack here for Fnatic onto the A side, and it is being left wide open. There's a ton of presence in mid for FUT, and just Captain far away at A side. So this should be potentially, if Fnatic really just wants to get in here and get in here fast, should be a pretty easy plant at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, the smokes are coming down, dog. Running through up here into heaven. Captain gonna be spammed away. 77 HP remaining for him. Double push now through the vent, slow creeping here for Krax and Kiwi. Paranoia in, but Durka with a covering fire, managing to find one. Krax gets the spot, but cannot quite find that punish. Only a smattering of damage through. And that Paranoia is gonna force them back down into the vent. The site now opened up. Down your smokes, player. And with an operator in hand, this is just such a challenge. I think it's one that might have to be abandoned here from the side of FUT, because already a 3v5 with an op, I'm not sure if you're gonna really get a solid crack at this retake.
Yeah, after that Paranoia came out, Kiwi started to rotate back towards spawn through mid, and there's just not a lot he can do other than maybe look for an exit frag. Maybe if he can do a little bit of damage, but at this point, to Fnatic, that's not that big of a deal. And Crack's gonna try to make something go here on this retake. Maj pushing space, they get one, Durka's down.
Durka's down, but time is still ticking, and with that fault line really stunning up the only access point into the site. Yeah, the sound of retreat will be sent out. They will back away. It's having to allow Fnatic to get themselves up to 6. Certainly not the ideal scenario here, but the Camel Stack, they throw multiple people over towards mid, but it's just full pressure out at A right off the rip. So Fnatic get the round win. Crucially, FUT are able to hold on to that biggest investment in the operator.
Yeah, and FUT just doesn't quite read this correctly coming out of the timeout. A lot of mid pressure sometimes from Fnatic, where they'll use a lot of that Sky and Raze utility to clear space there and try to set up for crunches, but this time it's just a 5-man push that is only Captain kind of watching it. He gets caught at the back towards spawn of A Heaven.
They're just gonna run it again.
Yeah, why not?
It's one player again here on the A side for the side of FUT.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just go for it.
Flash through, doesn't really give that much info either as far as how many players are on this side of the map, but now it seems like with the footsteps, they're definitely getting a sense of it here as the full rotate already coming through from the side of FUT. Got wire set up from Alvier. Continue to spam back and forth here into heaven.
They bought enough time.
Got into position, but that Paranoia again is on point. Durka very much is as well. Shot from Captain will find Chronicle, puts a spike on the floor for a brief little moment, but then Alvier finds Kiwi. Swinging around, back through screens. Durka is looking to catch anybody who's going to be lingering over here in the defender's spawn, which is going to be Maj here momentarily as he continues to creep forward. Spike not yet planted.
And I thought FUT might have bought enough time to get into a decent position to block this, but Durka is just on one.
Just snappy with it. And Captain can do nothing else other than back away. You'd love to be able to, honestly, burn the Omen ult to be able to pick up the operator if that's something that you could do, but unfortunately we'll just have to run his way back as we see it laying on the floor.
Well, let's see if he's gonna go for it. I don't. Well, he's already got pressure. Yeah, he's already
got to
got
know
pressure.
that it would just be guarded, because he'd have to just actually TP over, then pick it up. on the hunt. Swinging around the back. Out captain, good for the trade. Makes them bleed a little bit more. Durka on the hunt, looking for that 4K, and out of captain will say nope. Denies it away from him, finds 3. Does manage to hold on to that Vandal, get a little bit of extra cash on the back end, but it's still not going to be helping them close this gap that continues to get larger and larger. Fnatic now up to 7.
Yeah, and now the cash reserves for FUT almost completely depleted. And it's going to take a big round here from them, especially with Mini maybe not the happiest with the end of that round.
I think it's just the shock and horror of all the things that Durka just pulled off in that last round.
Yeah, he definitely Durka'd him that round. And now you've got the Showstopper and the Rolling Thunder as well, so a potentially powerful execute coming through for Fnatic as they look to spread the middle of the map a little bit more. You know, maybe dipped into the A well enough, and now let's see if we can find a mid push or just spread the map potentially, is what it kind of looks like right now. They're just trying to feel this out, make sure there's no lurks coming or anything like that.
Well, Captain already within the cage, so it doesn't give that sound trigger off. Paranoia at the ready, but no one really in position and haven't actually play off the back of it, so thinks better of it. Pulls away for the time being. I'm looking at this Rolling Thunder, this Showstopper. I'm wondering, Fnatic, do they go for a classic new turn play and try to couple these together? It seems like the answer is going to be no. Just pulls it to try to further clear out Heaven. Eventually, we'll have to just let this one fly. Checks low, and actually it's going to expire, and Durka's full flashed. Maj just swinging through, takes him down.
Those flashes from Mr. Fallen and Cracks really buying a lot of time there. Potentially saving this round for FUT. Now just the Rolling Thunder left. It is going to crash across, hit a couple, force them back towards spawn, and Leo's going to catch one on the way out.
Maj completely contained, but Mr. Fallen does have that trade back. Keeps them with the man advantage now, 4v5. Chronicle just going to be stunned up by the Seeker, but commits to the plant, gets that spike down on the floor for them. 3v4. Mr. Fallen at 65 HP. FUT in such a good position to be able to try to get another round back in. Black Point now gets the blind though, and it catches everyone! And then it's just a day at the range. A round that felt like it was in their hands and they would be able to get the 3. Fnatic say absolutely not, off the back of a singular flash from Chronicle's hands.
He's just been absolutely devastating with that breach utility. The timing so perfect, just knew right when they were coming out of that hallway and shut him right down. And immediately Alfier right behind him. The rifling of these two on top of their impeccable in the heart as well sent over. Love to see it. The combination, the coordination between those two, absolutely just disgusting riflers. So good. Kiwi right in that cyber cage again, but Alfier just reads it.
Just fully prepared for that push. Expecting some shenanigans here. That they are going to be on this half buy. The blast pack forward again. Durka going to be good for his head. Cat's going to be taken down. Spotted one. So interrupts actually the jump forward here onto the side. Paranoia on one side. Paint Shell on the other. Into the fault line as well. They throw everything at the kitchen sink at Cracks, and he just absolutely crumbles. Maj arriving. Will be able to find 2. Keeping his way out of the vent. The plant coming down, but Chronicle just pulls off that plant. Shoots him in the head, and now Fnatic get themselves up to 9.
And Chronicle's almost got another Rolling Thunder already. He's 1 away. He's just having an absolutely marvelous last couple of rounds. The fault line Paranoia combo along with the paint shells, so brilliant. Maj doing what he can to find a couple. But, oh boy, Achilleos, this is starting to get really scary for FUT.
I mean, those 2 rounds that they were able to string together, it looked like, okay, might have a little bit of hope here. Right now, if you're a FUT, if you cheered for FUT, you definitely want to also believe in curses and believe that they can get this 3rd round on the board for the first half. Durka again, rushing forward. They just take this Heaven control. Boombot the check close. Bounce down into vent. Spot anybody either. This for now will be dissuaded. Those are just waiting for the setup.
The confidence here for Fnatic. They've taken so much contact, they're still going to go for it.
Ada Captain not spotted by this one. He does get the shutdown. Denies Durka that access. Up to have it. Shoulder shown there. Kiwi will fall. Cracks just having to pull back away. A minor amount of damage taken. That's going to be the reveal coming through. Counter spray. Looking to try to get Leo. He barely manages to bounce around the corner just in time. Poster in the meantime does manage to find himself a triple. Currently on for an ace if he can find him. Plant comes down. Chronicle Gets the spike through. Boaster lurking around the back here of screens. Hasn't spotted Maj at all, but as the smoke dissipates, he will get him. One more to go. No reason to retreat. Mr. Fallen has to play forward. The last round of the half, swing in the corner, and he gets denied. Still more work to be done, but with Leo at 4 HP, a stiff breeze would take him down. They know where he's at, but Leo still lines up the headshot, and it is a 10-2 half in favor of Fnatic.
I mean, just an absolute masterclass here from Fnatic on their attacker side. Haven't missed a beat against FUT from the last time they squared off on this map, and if you're a FUT fan, you are going to need a cargo container size amount of opium for this. This is just, it has been Fnatic the whole way, and guess what? They're even better on their defender side. The last time they went 10-2 on their defender side on this map against this team. So it is not going to be any easier on the other side of the coin.
I mean, we had our first ever recovery from this scoreline just yesterday, but it doesn't seem likely right now in this moment. Well, he just had a hell of a last round. Let's go ahead and hear from Boaster a bit more in the meantime.
Life was difficult that game. Not ideal, but you know, Loud came in guns blazing. I wasn't really sure what was going on in my head. In a sense, like, I was getting shut down personally. There were rounds where the comms were just too hectic. Everyone was a bit flustered, a bit more than usual. I think that it was because, like, the last time we faced them was in the finals and we didn't want to lose, but at the same time, we didn't want to win either. It was like one of those ones where we were too scared of losing that we weren't even trying to win. Hopefully we'll see them again so I can give them a taste of their own medicine and go for the 2-0 back.
2 versus 2. Rifles gain and purchase. Paranoia. It's a lovely connection. Cuts away on the sidelines. Leo is left wondering, where are they? Boaster with so much more to do. This is for the map. 7 bullets. Dropping down a tap onto it less. Seeking to try and force the fight out. It's played to perfection.
We're going to be playing Futbolist next. We've lost a map to them before. They're going to be more comfortable playing us because they've played us before. They're going to come in with more hunger, especially to beat us and to end our tournament, essentially. Alfie has won 2 trophies this year. He's looking at the peak of his form, I'd say. And I think he's going to come ready. You know, if he's going to have to face his fellow Turkish brethren, but I think if there's a man for the job, it's definitely him.
Well, already a solid start here for the side of Fnatic. 10 rounds racked up there on that attacking side, now shifting over to the defense. And as we say pretty much every single time, Paper Thin, this pistol round is everything. FUT, if they want to pull off that miraculous run back that we saw DRX accomplish just yesterday, it needs to begin with that pistol.
The 10-2 blessing, as DRX has dubbed it. I'm not so sure I feel that confident in it.
I didn't feel confident when DRX was in that
Neither
position,
did I,
so.
man. I was definitely mauling a bit in the back room, but let's get to this pistol round. Is
you have
Fnatic
nothing else to lose.
Oh, come on.
The hair's already gone.
Bro, you gotta do me like that. Oh, it's true, though.
Well, for now.
I can't even deny it.
Yeah. It's evident. It's right there on camera. As is that headshot. Durka able to find the first kill. At Captain with a response. Does take out Boaster. Some good damage exchange, though, and the paint shell setup will finish off Cracks. And already a very explosive beginning. Dash forward onto the A site. The plant can come through. Kiwi trying to get himself into a forward, maybe unexpected spot. Playing within this smoke. Swings out. Ooh, good for the headshot. Takes out Chronicle. Brings it back to relative parity here. No healing available for Mr. Fallen, so can't get out of Captain up beyond this 26 HP that he does have.
Leo's going to do a little bit of scouting with the Trailblazer. Catch a couple on the back of sight. Now here trying to push. Durka got one on the side.
Durka finishing the job. Paint shell now built back up, sends it into the corner. Mr. Fallen pushes away, but still takes quite a bit of damage. Durka going to be taken down in the meantime, and now Alfier swinging around the backside of the site, gets rid of Kiwi, and it's all on Mr. Fallen. It's been a bright spot here for the squad so far. Now finds himself into a 1v1. Alfier not going to be sticking to it. Swing out from the elbow, and Mr. Fallen just trying to play with time, but he's already got it up to half, and he will be able to get to the fuse. Just over a second remaining. Fnatic now move up to 11.
It's just so well handled here at the end by Fnatic. A good start to this round. Again, one of the things I love about Fnatic is their utility combos and the timings that they set up. Paranoia, flash, fault line, whatever it may be. And then the paint shells to follow when you've got Cracks stuck in a bad position. But the way that they set up and work together, and the timings and the executes on those moments are the best in the business. I just love the way that they handle the pressure from opponents, and they use any time and space and utility against their opponents often. Mr. Fallen is going to be that forced buy, as you would expect here.
Of course. Just looking to take a lot of space quickly here, but Boaster just sprays through the wall, finds Kiwi. Tucks away behind the box, out of captain swinging forward, managing to find one. Mr. Fallen will take out Boaster, but suddenly in the blink of an eye, right as the paranoia expires, everybody on that B site is just dead. Maj now, so much work to get done. A Vandal, Bulldog, a Judge on the opposite side, not knowing where anybody is, and the Judge is going to be the one that plays first contact against him as he creeps up into Mail. It's a quick and painless one, though, as Chronicle puts him down and gets Fnatic up to map point.
Boaster just doing a great job there, kind of recognizing the positioning behind that wall. The toxic screen comes up. He just waits a little bit, spams it, finds the perfect timing, gets Paranoia, just able to hide right behind that box, doing a great job there as the Omen, having a really solid map for himself, as is everybody on Fnatic. Durka really star of the show on that raise, breaking a couple of those rounds open, getting some really crucial first bloods for Fnatic, but now FUT needs a round to just keep alive, of course, but then to also avoid the exact same scoreline last time these two teams played on this map.
Scout destroyed.
With a little bit of early information, very forward smoke in response here from Boaster. Just wants to make mid completely unassailable. Flash out though. Well, at least tell Mr. Fallen that there's no forward presence there. Instead, they're going to start creeping over here towards this A site. A good amount of space has been given up. It's going to be Boaster and Chronicle playing back over here towards Heaven side rather than on the site itself.
And they have to take so much time to check for this Cypher utility. It's so annoying here for FUT. Tap of the orb, and the execute is on. Fnatic just going to take their time now, wait for the reinforcements here. Chronicle trying to see if they could catch somebody, but a good snake bite to buy a little bit of time here.
But Maj, he's got to swing out. They force him into the open there with the aftershock. Russian response to stave them off for a brief little bit longer here. Kiwi coming up with one as Durka. When he take it down, Leo is well falling off screen. Another flash into Chronicle's face. We find ourselves now into a 3v3. The double push out from screens here. Ball and Kiwi maybe get into this flank position as Chronicle still just trying to displace Cracks, but just hasn't been able to do it. Tap on the spike. Good kills coming through. Leaves Boaster all on his lonesome, and Kiwi will be able to deal with him. FUT, the second buy up here, will be able to put up another round. Now 3-12, but still in such a deficit.
Yeah, it looked like it might be another really solid round there for Fnatic. After that aftershock came through, able to get that kill, but the snakebite buying enough time there that FUT can punch back nicely, get some big kills, get themselves a win. Still have long way to go, of course, but let's see if they can rattle a few more off here. Again, every round you can get as FUT at least gives you some confidence, at least gives you some hope coming into that Haven. That's so important, actually. I mean, even though, yes, this map may be 99% of the time done and dusted, and get 3 or 4 more rounds out of Fnatic here, put some pressure, get in their heads. Absolutely, you can do something on Haven. Now, that's not a great start.
Speaking of getting in their heads, Alfie gets a bullet in there. It's Kiwi gone. Chronicle taking out. Very nice shots here. How much more of that does he have? He's just looking to pull attention, and it's done a wonderful job. Obviously, Fnatic, you know, just coming in with this Sheriff buy for the widely. They want to stick together so they have a little bit more bite in these fights, but the spike has just been lingering over here towards B. TP now. The captain arriving in backside. Boaster creeping forward over here by the garage. And yeah, he's going to be spotted. Paranoia not necessary, but still finds some value. They get the kill. They clean it up. Zerka, gun barrel spotted, dealt with. Plant now going to be coming through. Seems like from here, these 4 players standing from the side of FUT should be able to just go ahead and win out the rest of this.
Yeah, and it's just going to be Alf here grabbing that Vandal on the other side of the map off of Kiwi's body. The rest of the round now, just going to be waiting this out. A great read here from FUT on the open space. The only spot that could be left that they hadn't covered was right where Boaster was standing, and right after the TP at a captain. Paranoia's him. and they finish the job. Don't even give Boaster an opportunity to do any damage. So for what it's worth, FUT doing a really nice job in that round, selling that fake, going to the other side of the map. And now let's see if Alfier can hang on to this Vandal.
He might yet still be challenged. Maj is creeping forward. Leo ready to die to the spike. Both falling. It seems like Maj now swinging the corner, and Alfier will be able to come away with the kill and hold on to the Vandal at the very end. So a little bit of additional damage dealt, but obviously a decent amount of money here in the hands, as well as the Blade Storm available for the side of FUT.
Let's see if Kiwi can have some more success with the Blade Storm. It's been a forgettable map for him so far. But again, every round that you can get here as FUT, so important to get heated up, to get into that haven, to get some confidence flowing. See if you can get that energy behind you, get that Turkish aim really engaged.
One step at a time. 2 rounds consecutively now. Do they find a third for the first time here in this map?
Get out of my way.
Trap wire setup, just looking to really slow down any kind of approach here onto this A site.
Maj is really over here selling that push out, but Alfier so good with the rifle.
Just swings on the corner and headshot instantly right as he's dashing forward, I do believe. Such a shutdown. It might be the play that just goes ahead and ends this map at long last for Fnatic.
Flags planted.
And has that neural theft ready to go as well. Felt the need to commit it yet, but now Spike at least does get planted here. Sight control for the side of FUT. Just need to be able to stave off Fnatic. Sturka's creeping up around the backside. Maj, however, might get the timing. He spotted him. It's the headshot, takes him down. Explosive power there from the Rays to try to break open the site. He's going to be eliminated, but now Chronicle comes up with one. He's just taking out cracks. Backside with the headshot, rush forward, managing to find one. Captain holding strong, finds himself a second now. Alfier, the last one standing. 47 health. It's a neural theft. Confirms the location of both, but there's just so little that he can do here in this position, in this situation. Maybe if he gets that headshot, it looks a little bit more possible, but he cannot. Gets taken out. Now FUT move up to 5. They even get the ult out of him.
This is a really good round for Maj. On the other side of the map, on his own, doesn't give over his life, gets some good information that there's a lot of Fnatic on the other side of the map. Then he's able to rotate through sewers, just a step behind Durka. Durka trying to really book it through the backside of the map. And then Maj just trailing him, just paralleling his movements, gets the backstab, and that keeps that flank from collapsing for FUT and gives him that round.
Well, a timeout going to be called here, as many unhappy that they have given up 3 rounds in a row, wants to pump the brakes and say, guys, why haven't we just finished this yet? But it has been some very good reads here, as well as just great shots coming out from the side of FUT that have been putting them down.
Yeah, and even losing players early to Alfier. You know, the last couple rounds, it's been first bloods from Alfier, and they've been able to recover. They've been able to stabilize. Oftentimes when Fnatic gets that first blood, that's when the rounds go their way. But FUT able to flip the script on that with some really good counter maneuvers of their own, some good holds on site, some good sprays from Captain and Mr. Fallen in particular, doing a really good job there, setting up their crossfires, making sure that Fnatic cannot get comfortable and cannot get space easily. So really, really impressed so far here with FUT. And it's going to be that same toxic screen over towards B. And now they're going to send Maj back over to the other side of the map. As the Viper, sometimes your job is as that pseudo-sentinel, kind of controlling the flanks, making sure the long side is clear. Now, I'm seeing all the flashes from Fnatic over on that A side stacked up right at the corner. Some pings are coming down. They might put some pressure on Maj.
I mean, Paranoia even sent out there as well, yeah. Everything in the kitchen sink sent over towards Maj. They will send him packing, but Alfier as well. Shot down onto Captain. This little cypher one-way setup over Garage. Dog not getting the stun. The showstopper now going to be thrown forward. Kiwi is already dead. Alfier has dealt with him. Both start creeping up. Will end up falling. Maj applying some pressure, drawing some attention off onto the flanks. Still demand advantage established here for Fnatic.
Love the rotate here from FUT, but Maj has to be so careful. Chronicle's already in place.
Chronicle and Leo could both shut this down. The rotations very much continuing to come through. Everybody from Fnatic storming their way over towards A. It's going to be the fault line across. No, Rolling Thunder actually committed there from Chronicle, having just built it up. Does get taken down by Mr. Fallen. Swing onto the corner though. Durka finds him, and now it's all on cracks. A 1v2. 3K to try to clutch it out. He's got full util. Catches both, but he doesn't know that they're below. Alfier with 4 will drag Fnatic across the line off the back of the timeout. 13-5. They get the win on their map pick of Split.
And as expected here for Fnatic, looking in great form, particularly on their attacker side. A 10-2 run there. Just not enough left in the tank here for FUT to really find their footing, excuse the pun, to really get back in this one.
Well, Haven on the horizon for FUT. That is everything. That is the end. That is the beginning of a comeback. They need to be able to get that win on their map pick, elongate the series, take us to 3 if they want to stay in this tournament. Otherwise, Fnatic, it could just be the beginning of a run back. We'll see what happens when we come back.
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With Aim Labs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. For the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With Aim Labs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading Aim Labs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to Valorant Champions. I'm standing alongside Fnatic's head coach, Mini, after they really obliterated FUT on map 1. And Mini, I want to ask you this very quickly. Dynasties oftentimes, across all sports, when they lose a map or lose a series or something that they probably aren't expected to, there's a little extra there, a little chip on the shoulder, a little extra edge that you want to prove that it was a fluke, that it shouldn't have happened, that the dynasty is here to stay. Was there any element of that in conversation leading up to the series, or is it just take care of the series, take care of the team, and move on?
I mean, I don't think we really think of ourselves as a dynasty, and I think we let that kind of talk be external to the team. We just kind of come to tournaments wanting to win and just make sure we don't think in that mode because it's really unhealthy, I think. So yeah, it was just we lost the game. Like, we lost the game against a very good team. I think they should have probably beat DRX in that group stage. They played a weird comp on Ascent and then decided to screw our bracket over. But no, they had a very good preparation, very good game plan against us, and they're loud. Like, they're a very good team. So it's just the same as usual. Unfortunately, we're clawing it back from the lower bracket, and that is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys pull it off, it's going to be as historic could possibly be. Best of luck to you, dude. Back to you guys.
They're a team that's simply looking to just win, and they did just that in map 1 in dominating fashion, taking out FUT on Split. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside with Sideshow, as well as Balla. Let's just jump into this because there were really cool ideas that we were seeing. Even in a game where Fnatic are heavily favored, it's still great to see them implement Balla, these really unique ideas. Like round 7 was one that I know you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
It was probably the most creative thing I saw throughout the entire game. Boaster smokes deep into spawn here, and then fakes a TP to make it seem like he's actually lurking in their spawn. And it takes so much time to clear this out. Look, Cracks can't clear this information for the rest of his team, and they have to be ready to actually hit the beach side. So they're all falling back looking at that smoke, and that allows Durka to entry just really perfectly. The other thing, though, is that Fnatic are just hitting their shot. So despite any creative ideas like this, it's really difficult for FUT to not only deal with that aspect of the game, but then also try to challenge Durka, who's just double satcheling all over the place.
Yeah, the Durka entries have just been phenomenal, but actually every player is hitting their shots. And that, I think, was part of the issue when they played against Loud. You know, I don't know what the reason was. Chronicle had a birthday game that didn't exactly go too well. I think it's very funny that Chronicle's just been incredible from the age of 20 and below, turns 21, has a birthday game against Loud, doesn't go so well. But now he's immediately back.
Dots, people.
Exactly.
I'm kidding.
21, Los Angeles. But then comes back out in this game with a vengeance, and Chronicle's just been spectacular. The whole team has been spectacular.
I'll now take this slander on my goat.
Well, exactly. He's the most decorated player in Valorant, and he's popping off, and the whole team is popping off. I mean, they're just owning. He's got a KDA of 2.3. They're dominating, and FUT's big win condition is winning a lot of these duels, right? Yeah. When it comes to a bit of a raw fight, or maybe they're even disadvantaged, actually winning the fight against Fnatic. And they're not doing that currently. They've got to do it in maps 2 and 3.
Yeah, you couldn't agree more. It's definitely a bit of a pain point, most definitely for this FUT team to try and be able to squeeze out those rounds. Actually takes us over to our AIM Lab shoot around, because this time we're going to be checking in with Kiwi. Let's talk about how this FUT team gets back into it, because we mentioned it in the pre-show, right? That if there was a way for them to do this, it could come from Haven, it could come from Bind. But the problem is you're already putting yourself back against the wall at such a deficit here, being down 0-1 in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to the gunfights, Kiwi is a guy that a lot of people constantly put as the star on this team. He hasn't been hitting throughout this tournament, but he's not really being given the opportunities to. When you look at a lot of star duelists on your team, a lot of times you have to put them in the right positions. For example, Durka on Fnatic in that game. That's the reason they stopped. It was such a lopsided game. He needs to come alive. They need another spark, whether it's Kiwi, whether it's Cracks, anybody has to come online.
And I'm a little concerned because we're going into Haven where they usually play Cracks on the Gecko. And he plays really far back, throwing his bubbles from miles away, just yeeting stuff into sight. And that doesn't set you up in a position to be able to actually impact things with your rifle very well. And I think that to me is one of the major concerns, because they need things to be working from a rifling point of view.
Yeah, and as we head into the second map, I know you talked a lot about how FUT didn't pick Bind, given the fact that they actually beat Fnatic in the regular season on that. And there's questions about it, because now we're going to Haven. Fnatic just played their map big, and it is that Gecko comp. That one is interesting. It's something that Fnatic have to have prep for, not necessarily in terms of like trying to counter, but just knowing, okay, we have to break this there. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a really good point, because the way that they lost Bind in the regular season was not being prepared for Cracks' KO.
Yes.
Putting those flashes into backside of Bind A and getting caught off by that. That was one of the big win conditions, or rather loss conditions for Fnatic. And if they're not ready for the Gecko or for whatever weird stuff FUT end up picking out in the Agent Select, then maybe we're going to see our first deadlock, and it's going to be a game changer and Fnatic end up bombing out of the tournament. What universe would we end up living in if that was the case?
Well, it ain't going to happen here today, but we are going to get LA's favorite son, Gecko, into the action here, as we have FUT Esports rocking the Gecko. Cracks back at that role again. But again, this goes back to exactly what we were talking about. Fnatic, they know what you have to at least be aware that they're going to try and run this sideshow. But now it's a question of whether or not you can get Cracks in a position to have him have that impact in the server the way that they need in this map.
And I don't think they will be able to on the Gecko. I think it's going to come down a little more to Kiwi, because I think he's the player that's going to end up getting supported a lot, put at the tip of the spear with those double initiator players. And he's going to have a tough task going up against Alpha when he starts, when the sides flip and he's on the attack side.
Yeah, I think it's super crucial to point out Kiwi on this one on defense. The battle against Durka is super important. Fnatic throw a lot of curveballs in terms of which side of the map they're going for. And for FUT, I mean, at this point, this is the comp that they've been rolling with, the only team that's really running Gecko in general on a specific map for long stretches of time. And globally, they haven't had as much success as you'd like to see going up against Fnatic and thinking that they might have a chance. I don't think there's much of it.
Yeah, this is going to be a very tough one. I also want to see them bounce back very strongly in map 2 and not let that first loss hit them too hard.
Well, let's see if FUT can force a map 3 or if it's going to end here and now. Let's send it right back over to your casters, Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, it's time to go into this map. The selection for FUT and where they need to stage this run back. They need to get this win, extend us over to Bind. Because as they were talking about, before we got into this series, before we even saw Split, these last two maps, these are the ones that do favor FUT a bit more. So this is where that could come to fruition, but we need to see some tighter play. Everybody hitting their shots from FUT, everybody being on the same page. We've had a couple standout moments from the likes of Mr. Fallen, from Ada Captain, some nice lurks from Maj. Can it all come together here on Haven to take us to 3?
And as good as those moments have been for FUT, on the other side of the coin, Fnatic's right back to the kind of Fnatic we've known and loved. Great protocols, great coordination, great decision-making, good mid-rounding, just reading their opponent so well. Fault line here, trying to bait a little bit.
Oh.
They're just going to get that orb over to Chronicle. Going to take a little bit of damage for his trouble. But again, getting those Rolling Thunders online early is so important.
I mean, Ada Captain just having to burn the paranoia to get himself out of dodge. They'll stay safe. Now Fnatic getting some good damage across. Kiwi as well tagged up on that C-long peak.
And that's drawing Mr. Fallen all the way over into spawn with that so important breach utility. With that Omen paranoia already gone, now you're relying on the Gecko and the breach to set you up.
Kiwi, though, getting a lot of information for the team, pushing forward. Obviously still needs to clear out mid, which is where that spike is being brought up at the moment.
And the turret in mid window isn't set up for this lurk, so he could do some real damage here.
Catch getting ready to come through as Chronicle, as well as Durka are backing up. They don't have their pistols drawn out, but Kiwi can't win the fight. He gets a smattering of damage there on the Durka. The spike now going to be planted as they go ahead and pull away. Dizzy dealt with very quickly. Crack's only going to be good for one. Chronicle puts him down. Now everything to do here from Maj and Mr. Fallen to try to get their first pistol round win.
One
Stunned
enemy
up, pulled
remaining.
back away, and Alpha here on the flank, making his way out of Garage. Gets himself a kill. Maj able to find one. Knows that he's on the flank and doesn't know which way to really turn his attention, so ends up getting taken down by Leo. It's going to be Fnatic winning yet another pistol.
And it's heartbreaking here for FUT. It's such a good idea from Kiwi, but he just can't connect the shots. You can see Chronicle there, didn't have the gun out, but able to find just enough space to get back behind that wall. And then, yeah, Crack's doing what he can with the Dizzy. But already, Fnatic on high alert after that first lurk. Going to make sure that there isn't going to be another.
Wow. Triple rifle purchase here for Fnatic as well.
Why not?
If there's ever a time to pull off a Thrifty, this would be the one for FUT. It would deal so much damage.
Of course, you got to know Boaster's got that Marshall. Absolutely loves to lock it down, and him and Alpha going to be holding out against this potential push out of A. It's a three-man stack. Couple paranoias. The Dizzy here could lead the way for FUT. I think you could throw that Dizzy up and over potentially as well.
Does he still fault line over here towards A lobby? He's looking to set this one up. There's Mr. Fallen. And turn his sights over towards C, but looks like he will just go ahead and shelve that for now. Push forward, Alpha here, making some noise. They haven't had any eyes on this A-long position, so they have to suspect that there's at least one player that's pushed up into this spot. The swing in, Durka, guns down two. Had a Captain Kiwi, just didn't stand a chance, even with that fault line, just not making the contact that was necessary. 3 quick kills. And the A site is completely opened up. Mr. Fallen trying to go on a little bit of a flank here. If he could catch Alpha, he's low HP, could recover a weapon, maybe deal a little bit of additional damage, but Leo is wise to it. Catches him on that lurk forward. Handover on the spike to Chronicle to get that plant. It's going to put him just 2 away now from that first Rolling Thunder. He's building these up ever so quickly. Alpha here spotted, but he spotted Push as well. And well, not having that armor means that he gets taken out. Fnatic starting things off 2-0 in flawless fashion there in the anti-eco.
And this methodical nature here from Fnatic, not only handling this little trap play attempted by FUT very nicely, but funneling these orbs into Chronicle to get these Rolling Thunder so early, trying to really press their advantage here against FUT. On this attacker side, that super crucial ultimate that Chronicle is going to have in that back pocket potentially, and now Fnatic going to spread their side of the map a little bit, continue to kind of keep track of any push-outs or anything like that. A fault line here at Mr. Fallen has to get out as that recon dart going to force the position. Leo going to follow up with the Owl drone. But So far, I don't think Fnatic is committing to this. This is just information gathering, space gaining. Spike still down by their spawn. Don't seem to be too keen to try to push off of this now. Let's see what Alpha's going to do. He's going to try to bounce that grenade up to clear the turret, potentially.
And Shock Dart is well committed. Leo trying to clear out some of that util, but it's far enough spread on the B site that it actually doesn't find anything. So the nanoswarms and the turret both still do stand. Alarm bot situated. As the warning ping comes down from the Fnatic side, identifying that it is here in garage, and they are able to clear this one out. Cracks in the meantime just sat, waiting, and they're ready. Sends out the Dizzy, but everyone's already retreated back out of the garage, so no one's going to get tagged up by this.
That's really good information. Durka waiting for this fault line potentially. Here it comes. Let's see if they can get Kiwi. He's just stuck in the corner, so no real contact, no plays made off of that. Just clearing corners on the other side of the map while they try to push through the B.
Working their way forward. Alpha here finding Maj, and now the timing. Durka there strikes, catches Kiwi as he tries to go on that flank. He's shut down, and they just flush them out of the site. Leo getting cracks, the one player that was situated at backside B. And a captain just stuck here within the smoke, within the nebula. That now dissipates. Boaster playing up close, looking to catch him off guard with this Spectre. Sees the gun barrel, gets the kill. That could be an upgrade, but Mr. Fallen will be able to take him out. But Leo stands strong at the end of it all. That's going to be Fnatic converting the bonus, now moving up 3-0.
Yeah, it's another bonus on their attacker side, just like we saw on Split. And this is just a great working of the map here by Fnatic, using a lot of those abilities that you would expect to indicate and execute. It's the Owl Drone, the fault line on the A side, really makes FUT kind of lean into the pressure might be coming through there. And on the other side of the map, they're just clearing utility initially, right? They're just kind of making it look like they're spreading the map, just trying to eliminate some of the information gathering ability of FUT. And they're able to find a really solid B hit. Now Mr. Fallen with a Marshall Gravity Well to make sure that he cannot do any damage from that angle. Really diligent stuff here from Fnatic, reading these positions very nicely. You do have Attic Captain, who snuck up into the long C cubby, but with that alarm bot and Boaster there being watched, Fnatic so smart here right there throughout the start of this Haven.
Worried that there could be this push coming up through the sewer. Eyes trained on lock. That's exactly where Mr. Fallen needs to be ready to try to shut them down. Drone swings through. They get that dart tag. Fault line crashes across. Damage not found. Aftershock as well dumped just to go ahead and further delay this push coming through. But now answering fault line does get the stun here onto Mr. Fallen. Sends in the flash, but Durka's around the backside of sight. Crack's going to be able to find one, but Durka cleans up both. The site now very much opened up. Plant can come through.
Now you've got the alarm bot to watch for the flank from Attic Captain with that stinger. Kiwi with the Marshall. See if he can find some damage here. Waiting for Maj, the Sheriff, to back him up. Gonna work his way up towards Heaven, but Durka right around the corner. Chronicle on site. Gonna be very tricky here for FUT.
Spotting one. Shot just not quite landing where they need to. The kill cannot be found. Now Attic Captain even just spotted with his smoke, knifes it, swings out, doesn't have the gun at the ready, and even if he did, Alfier's there with a Vandal. Cleans him up. Leo, the only casualty, but he's got plenty of cash here. Fnatic will now go up 4-0.
And this is the Fnatic I love to watch. Just so smart, so aware on the map in so many different ways. In the early part of the round, you know, they've got the alarm bot, they've got the position checked in case Attic Captain does get aggressive out of long C, and then they're able to pick that alarm bot up, put it back in towards sewers, and keep track of those flanks to make sure, to really make sure that no extra damage is done by FUT. And everybody's doing the right job. You know, Boaster watching Heaven from long A. They've got two right around the corner from the A-Link. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff here from Fnatic.
Looking for a bit of a tempo play here, but everybody is already just pushing their way up over onto the C site. Durka clearing space, checking out all back site. Sees that it's completely empty. That's Plant coming in. Chronicle's already got the ultimate online. So how do you retake this one? Maj is still 3 away from having that lockdown available. They need to try to find some kind of opening pick.
And Boaster going to be coming in late there from the spawn. Retake on with that Thrash, and here comes that Rolling Thunder to keep him at bay.
They got the hit though. Durka going to be stunned up back sight, and he's flushed out. Mr. Fallen coming away with 2, Attic Captain with 1. Boaster on that lurk, does find Kiwi, but still more work to be done. Alfier finding another, bringing this back within parity, but the cleanup is going to be coming through, and here in the 5th round, FUT will get themselves on the board.
It's a really nice round here for FUT. Able to dodge a lot of that damage on that execute. Some long, deep nano swarms thrown by Alfier. Clear out backside, and then this retake. Only one player getting caught by that rolling thunder. Kiwi sort of gets aware of the lurk by Boaster. Even though he falls to it, they're able to then react to it that much faster. And FUT able to flood in and finish the job. Really nicely handled there on that retake.
Yeah, I mean, ult-wise, also not too bad there. You use Thrash, but you also get that rolling thunder out of Chronicle. No 1-for-1 in that regard. Yes, a couple players do die, but with the win, they get themselves enough cash to be able to afford this near full buy coming into this round to see whether or not they can string together a second win.
Now you got a rolling thunder of your own as well.
Double face over in Sewer. Atacaptain's just rushing down, and there's the rolling thunder crashing across. Still have to swing onto the corner. They spot him, and Cracks gets a 2-for-1 special. Alfier and Leo both going to be taken down.
Oh, beautiful setup there with that rolling thunder. You don't often see it used into Sewers, and it works a treat for FUT. Finding 2 for Cracks. Now Durka gonna try to change angles here with Boaster. Still Chronicle with that spike over in Sewers.
Cracks is still low. And kind of blind spray up into heaven. Good shut him down. Kiwi pivoting somehow manages to get the turn to get that kill. Keeps himself alive. Seemed like he should have been dead to rights, but now it's just Chronicle left standing. Creep up, spots one. Gets the kill, the stun into the corner. Can't quite line it up. Cracks gets the headshot, a 4K for him. And that's going to be FUT now. Closing the distance just a bit more, down by 2.
Yeah, again, a trap play here that works a treat for FUT. Really nicely done. And Cracks 8-4 on that Gecko.
One off the Thrash again.
Yeah, having a ton of impact. Even if it's not his utility that's necessarily getting it done, the gunplay is so good. Oh, I love that angle from the observers there, showing that double kill from Fnatic's perspective, and even Leo's checking a little bit. He knows. But now you've got a ton of ults here for Fnatic. Durka up and over there, trying to use that fault line gravity well combo.
Full commit to the trap play. Doesn't find anything though.
I like the attempt. I mean, this gets you a lot of space, and you know, had that caught. We've seen that a couple times where they try to use that grab well right at the edge of that ramp to catch a player of FUT, but so far FUT hasn't fallen for it. You've got a lockdown, you've got a Hunter's Fury available as well. Cosmic Divide for Boaster, so. And there is that lockdown. They're going to push right onto it. It's not really defended at all here because of that aftershock.
Yeah, I mean, they just forced the back. Hunter's Fury now going to be let loose. Push up into the site, though. Durka going to be good for one. Finds Cracks, but then the Atacaptain takes him down. Uses the TP to try to reposition. Swing back over in towards main. Finds Mr. Fall, but Alfier looking to break their way into the site. Comes up with a 3K. Maj, the last man standing. And it seemed like this was going to be the setup here for FUT. They cleared the lockdown with relative ease, but then the follow-up is just way too much for them to deal with.
And they kept Durka's Blade Storm from doing significant damage. He's only able to get one. Atacaptain doing a great job on site, finding some huge impact kills, but Alfier is just too good with his rifling this year.
He interrupted now. Just managed to find one. Gets two. Maj on for the clutch. It's Leo to deal with it. He's got him. A monstrous 3K from Maj arriving where they least suspected to put FUT within touching distance. Just one more round to tie it up.
Okay. Well, he saw his Killjoy counterpart getting a big 3K, and Maj says, hold on, it's my turn. And now he's got his lockdown, and now the ult's very much in FUT's favor. I mean, so many ults invested in that round of Kilios for Fnatic. And they couldn't get it. They couldn't get the round. I mean, the Hunter's Fury, the lockdown. Yeah, Alfier is not, he's already halfway back to it, but still. Great handling of a bad situation by FUT.
And this is where things can start to get scary. We're talking about, the desk's talking about how much of a momentum-based team FUT is. This is a bit of wind in their sails. Fault line will force Kiwi off the angle for the time being. Dart as well tags him up. Goes for the re-peek, but eventually the drone has to be cleared, and that also gives up Maj's close hold position. Fnatic not liking what they see on the site, want to pivot away from that operator.
And immediately Kiwi's mirroring their movement. He knows, he can sense without that pressure that he's got to get over towards A. Going to be watching B just in case, but could quickly come through that link to back up Atacaptain and Cracks on site. Atta going to be holding Sewers. Cracks kind of playing that pseudo breach role here right behind the dice. Let's see what Fnatic can get done. Oh, great grab well.
Grab well is good, but Crack stands strong, shuts down Durka. Had to captain the timing, however, tries to send down that supportive smoke, ends up getting called by Boaster. Blades out from Kiwi, comes up with 2, swing onto the corner, puts some damage down. They know where Alpier is, just stuck within the corner, the spike at Kiwi's feet. Maj threatening the swing out. Alpier spotting his shoulder for a brief little moment. He needs to win that fight first, you would suspect. Tries to go for the little bait there, tossing out the classic. Swing onto the corner, trying to isolate, but can't quite get it done. Kiwi with a perfect rotation, gets himself in pole position, closes out with a 3K and ties us up at 4-4.
I mean, this has been a couple times where Krax has been under pressure with Fnatic utility and still able to come up big and get the kill. We saw it earlier against Chronicle with the fault line, and now here against the Grabwell, still able to get it done, and then Kiwi's got the blades, and they were finding their mark. So well done here by FUT. Great read of Fnatic's rotation, and they were perfectly poised to deal with that, and a little help with a stellar individual effort from Krax.
Something for the crowd watching back in Istanbul to cheer for, something to get excited about. Already just 1 round away from getting as many rounds as they had on the first map. They get us tied up and they force the timeout out of Mini.
Just beautiful floods from FUT in a couple of these rounds. Once on the C site, now over here onto A. Fnatic, even with some of their stellar utility usage, now they're getting out-dueled a little bit by that Turkish aim. You love to see it. And now the Thrash is back. The lockdown still in Maj's hands. You do have the Rolling Thunder and the Cosmic Divide for Chronicle and Boaster, respectively. A couple away from Alpha's second lockdown. So a lot to play for here for Fnatic. I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to work the map a little bit, try to get an extra Alt Orb into Alpha's hands, see if they can get really close to that lockdown. Because again, you know, FUT doing a good job on that first one, using that Aftershock to prevent Fnatic from really being able to contest their contestation of the lockdown. They were able to clear it. So let's see how Fnatic wants to handle this round. For now, looks like they're not really setting up to get any extra orbs into Alpha's hands off the rip. Had a captain in this spot. No star down just yet to try to go for that grab well play. Instead, just a pop of the smoke. And Alpha going to continue to watch these mid doors with that turret.
Showing a lot of presence here in a mid, but Kiwi, he's set up. Just boosted on top of B. Now they're starting to move away from him. Just Alpha creeping around, takes a brief little peek in, shows an arm. Not enough for him to have seen Kiwi. He turns his sights back over to Garage. Does he end up walking into this?
He's just going to tuck behind the door for now. On the other side of the map, spot onto A, but
FUT's getting a great read on this. Look at the rotations out of the A site.
Exactly.
Starting to shift back.
They're finding that the first point of contact for Fnatic is often not where they're going to end up hitting. Cosmic Divide, though, right across it. Set up for B, it looks like, but I think they're going to try to fake this and go for C.
It works just as well for the C site. Just have to be cognizant of that potential pressure out from Garage and Kiwi. Very fortunately, does have that Cosmic Divide to keep him safe. I'll say thank you very much to Boaster for that one, but
30 seconds left.
Push comes in, C site taken, Boaster. Presence made aware by that alarm bot. They try to get him and they manage to find it. Lockdown as well, invested. Pushing them back all the way out towards long.
So that
one's taken down. Kiwi with a headshot finds him. As they go on a merry hunt, the drone's out and Maj gets the catch. Leo taken out. Aftershock forces Durka off the angle. The flank from Alpier. It needs to come in fast and hard, but it's just not going to be there in time. They hold for the fuse, they get it, and FUT will now take the lead. Kiwi dead, Operator going to be stranded there. They're going to try to get it off plat, but they can't get it in time. But it is FUT still coming away with a round win. It was a costly one, that for the side of Fnatic.
Unbelievable. I love this idea from Fnatic. That Cosmic Divide actually cuts off their side of the C and the A site and gives them what looks like only access to the B site. Instead, Boaster sells that fake really nicely, even adding a smoke of his own to the front of B to try to sell that. Then they shift over to C. They get the plant down. They're playing for long post plants. Chronicles got that Rolling Thunder, and it gets shut down by Kiwi.
Stun. Gravity well here. On to Kiwi. Just updraft and throwing everything that he possibly can to try to stay alive. But Alpier will manage to spam him out. Finds him through the smokes. Now the push coming through. Durka ready to move up. Counter spam. across will force that captain back, and now the lockdown's going to be coming in, but they are not ready for Mr. Fallen. Alfia still does manage to readjust and somehow also gets the kill onto the enemy Omen. Retreat from Cracks gets himself out to safety, and it's just Durka dead. Alfia still standing, yes, low HP, should get taken out here. Somehow Maj not coming away with that one. It's Leo, and is still standing as well, very much tagged up. So both players remaining here from FUT. Low HP bars and a Rolling Thunder on the opposite side that Fnatic could commit to this if they deemed it necessary, but as we can see, the retreat is going to be coming through. FUT have to concede this round and allow for Fnatic to tie it up.
And I love the change of pace here from Fnatic. They've been really taking their time in the early part of the round, going for trickery, going for rotates, and it's been read well by FUT. So one way you can get ahead of that, just go right at him, and a great execute there, a great combo with the gravity well to take down Kiwi and to open up the A site. A good follow-up off the back of the lockdown here, just barely able to keep it alive.
I mean, it's all on the back of Alvier, as we'll see here in the replay. If he doesn't manage to find this kill, if he doesn't find the follow-up here, then this round absolutely could just have been flipped on its head, and it could have been FUT stringing together a 6-1. See, Mini, I'm sure deep down inside is probably happy that they got the round win, but the fashion in which it occurred, that initial corner check coming out of Stewart being ignored, I'm sure those are the things that are contributing to his frustrations.
Well, it's been a rough one here in the last 6 rounds for Fnatic, but able to tie it back up. Kiwi this time going to be pushing that smoke potentially. There's that Rolling Thunder.
I mean, it's just basically solo onto Mr. Fallen, and he still stands his ground. Finds Durka. Kiwi dashes in the back, catches Chronicle off guard. Leo able to return fire on the one. The wingman still getting the stun. They know exactly where he's at. Spike on the floor, not being watched. But FUT going to be very happy with the situation they find themselves in now. The 2-man advantage.
Starting to spread the map a little bit here. Trying to see if they can find somebody. A Nova Pulse to clear this angle for Leo. Got the spot on Mr. Fallen.
Trying for it, would have been a hell of a headshot.
I have the spike.
Can't quite get the timing, but the spike will be recovered. Just gonna drift away from this side of the map, Boaster. Inching forward over towards Garage. Likely got close enough to be able to hear the alarm bot. So it's a pick your poison moment. Go for the save. Do you go for the B site? Looks like it's gonna be the former.
30 seconds
Just tucked
left.
away. Back here into the attacker's spawn. Once again, have to allow for FUT to get themselves up to that lead. 6 rounds going to be locked in for them here in this opening half.
Yeah, and you got to look at the money that Fnatic has. Durka completely spent, and Leo not too far behind with his economy. So
10
absolutely
seconds
need
left.
to make sure they can come into this final round with everything, with all their forces online. And FUT at this point, just happy to keep their guns over as their economy was getting very precarious as well. So nicely handled here by FUT once again. I mean, even with that Rolling Thunder, Kiwi able to push enough space up long. He's able to tuck in right behind the door. Get some big kills. That is just nasty. I mean, Alpha's been doing it to them a couple times, so turnabout's fair play. And a little bit of frustration on the side of Durka. And, well, yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, mouths agape across the board.
That was me,
then
too.
He just cannot believe it. And Crank's coming up with that headshot. The Breach 1 trick's going to be complaining, saying that Rolling Thunder needs to be buffed, et cetera, et cetera.
I think Boaster should hear this.
Oh, he definitely does. Kiwi's still occupying that space, and he's keeping Boaster busy. Out of captain now. Garage is going to be TPing out to safety. Drone chasing forward. You have a 3-man stack moving up into Garage. Durka lurking outside of B. Kiwi, however, going to fall. A great opening kill once again here from Alpha, but Attic Captain fires back. Maj now finding Durka as well, and it is starting to crumble. Suddenly in the blink of an eye, it's Soul on Leon. He cannot get it done. Mr. Fallen comes up with 3 to put FUT in a massive advantage as we get ready to go into FUT's attacking half.
Oh, and this is just a beautiful adjustment in the second half here, as in the second half of the first half here for FUT, as they start really reading and reacting to Fnatic's movements so well, shutting them down at every twist and turn. And every time it felt like FUT was getting hit by utility, they recovered so nicely. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, an unbelievable final round of the half here from Mr. Fallen. Let's go ahead and take a look at an interview with him. As recorded just before this game.
Yani aslında ilk haritaya nazaran hani biraz daha aslında aim fight'larda iyiydik. Ama iş ikinci haritaya geldiği zaman hani geri düşmüşlükle birlikte hani aslında çok çekindik. Biz savunma kısmında ikinci map'te birbirimizin tırını alamamızdı bu kadar. Çünkü çok fazla tek denediler. Çok fazla bir vesile denediler. Bunları bizi maalesef cezalandırdılar. Aslında bu son hani böyle 12-1'den falan böyle geri dönerken aslında aim fight'ta kazanabildiğimizi gördük ama çok geç gördük. 12-1'den sonra yapacak bir şeyimiz yoktu. Yani açıkçası hani savunma kısmında neyin eksik olduğunu saldırı kısmındayken öğrendik. Her takımı aynı şekilde savunma yapamazsınız. Bazen oyun içerisinde o taktiğinizi değiştirmeniz gerekir. Bunu da artık biliyoruz ama eğlenceli maçtı benim için.
Would have had to have gone way out of his way to try to make it happen. Now the reveal coming through. Tag goes in. Paranoia connects and something dead as he tries to entry back down into the site. Fnatic captain with the recovered Spectre fight.
PPVX'de kaybettik ama belki FUT'ın oyun bize daha yakındır. O yüzden tam bir şey söyleyemiyorum. Hani her şey olacağına var. Sosyal medyada geçen bir muhabbet vardı. Hani bir Türk mü yoksa 5 Türk mü daha kuvvetli diye. Hatta bunu bazen kanıtlamışlardı. Hani bir Türk her zaman daha iyidir. 5 Türk takımı bir şey yapamaz diye. Biz aslında buraya onların yani 5 Türk'ün bir şey yapabileceğini kanıtlamaya geldik. Tabii ki Alfaca da çok kaliteli bir oyuncu, kendisini çok seviyorum. Ama o gün kim iyiyse o kazanacak. Bakalım.
And we are back and ready to go into the second half. I mean, right there in the interview talking about it, saying, you know, I want to prove that 5 Turkish players can do something. You already have. Let's be frank about that. The accomplishment of getting to this position, yes, it's in a lower bracket, it's an elimination match, but making it into the top 8, already a hell of an accomplishment here for FUT, but they are hungry for more, and right now they are on the right track to get it done.
And look, think about the opponents that they've faced here so far in the playoffs. Oh, you had to go against Paper Rex, you pushed them to their limit on Ascent. Yeah, Pearl didn't go your way, but now you're pushing Fnatic, everybody, the team that everybody is looking at here to potentially win this event, of course.
2 tournament favorites.
Yes, exactly, the 2 tournament favorites. And you're giving them all they can handle on some of these maps. So you got to be real proud of FUT.
Well, let's see. Pistol rounds still have been eluding them. Can they get one here? One step closer to that bind where they have bested Fnatic before. Tailwind forward, Kiwi looking to just open things up here onto the site. Tries to get that catch on a Chronicle when he's got util in hand, but can't make it happen. Leo's got the covering fire from back site. Draws first blood, and instead it's just going to be a seaside pivot, but that is right into the open arms of Alfier. He's got a ghost, and he sat here, ready to strike.
Read so well by Fnatic. What in the world is that?
Comes up with 2. Boaster finding another. At a captain, swinging out. Let's get a great catch onto him. Swaps out the weapons. Now needs to try to pivot around as best as possible. Gets a great catch onto Durka, the push up into the window. I thought for a second we were going to have a scary moment, but not to be. Fnatic will continue to be dominant in the pistols here today.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good news here for Fnatic and their fans that they have kind of cleaned up the pistol round issues. Right off the rip, you've got 3 members of Fnatic waiting at that B site. The alarm bot immediately alerts them to the rotation towards C. And everybody is swinging for Fnatic in that direction. And Alfier, we know that his aim is to be feared.
I mean, he's 17-7 and 0.
Yes, he's pretty good.
He doesn't share in kills, he takes them for himself.
Well, he just clicks heads. He's not going to give them over to anybody else.
They're looking to put some fast pressure down onto him. First shot with the Marshall here from Boaster. Point getting the connections they're looking for. Cracks and Kiwi. Now the captain as well, taking a bit of damage, but they're just going to move up, clear out some of this util, and now pivot their way over towards the B site. Nano Swarms still situated, need to be cleared, dealt with. Looks like they are at a captain.
Oh, no!
He commits to the plant, and the Nano, it wasn't taken out. Spam now into the smoke. Durka gets the Colette on the Majin Kiwi. Mr. Fallen.
Right there.
Nothing else realistically here to be done. Doesn't have that Sheriff in hand, so perhaps can deal a bit of damage, find himself some eliminations, get closer to that rolling thunder. But inevitably, he needs to end up falling here in this round. He needs to go down, so.
And the patience there from Alfier to wait on that Nanoswarm. Not going to bite right off of that Omen TP. And gives them the advantage they need. Spike can't get planted. Mr. Fallen looking towards B, but Leo gonna catch him right as he comes around the corner, and Fnatic is gonna tie it up 7-7.
Prime Gaming flawless to do it, to get us tied up and to potentially take the lead if they can get yet another bonus conversion. We saw it in the pre-show. I mean, it was something around 70%. Bonus conversion only bested by Paper Rex at 80. Sturka, I mean, doing everything there. Clears out the Tizzy. Gets the Collat on the 2. Absolutely demonic hold from him. Now, not much more pressure applied to FUT. Again, we talk about the momentum for this squad, how they need it. They haven't found it yet here at the start of the second half.
And Fnatic's going to upgrade a couple rifles, Boaster and Durka. Both going to grab some Vandals here to back up those Bulldogs, dropping the Marshals. For some upgraded firepower. Going to clear that turret out. A little bit of damage done to Boaster. Alfear is just going to catch him in the corner, but somehow, Maj!
Stunned up, still finds the kill. Chronicle eventually gets on top of him, does find that kill. Quick damage exchange from Kiwi. Applying pressure around the back here as the C site has been opened up. All that KJ util. Worthless with Alpha on the floor. That captain watches around the back. Durka creeping closer and closer. He's got the headshot lined up and he's good for it. A good reaction. Finds the kill. Drone spotting 2. Checking close, sees nothing else. Aftershock to try to clear, but Max, he's already made his exit. He's up on top of Plat, going for this high-low setup that works the tree. Poster caught, Kiwi looking forward into the smoke, looks for the timing, swing, and it's absolutely timed to perfection. Cleans them up, and FUT will reestablish the lead in clean fashion. Maj, the only casualty there, as they stop Fnatic from doing it again.
Just great post-plant setups here for FUT. Never giving Fnatic any opportunity to have any hope of that retake occurring. It's just so good. The way that they are now kind of getting that confidence, their aim really, really online. You know, Mr. Fallen and Cracks, at a captain, still carrying over where he left off, and it's everybody. It's a team effort here for FUT Esports. And now, going to send up some Gecko utility to clear out long A, but again, it's going to be a B hit.
Dash into the watch for the back sight. Now they're very well aware of it, but Chronicle still holds the line. The shot to try and dissuade the plant. Wingman moving forward, but it's going to be taken down by the final burst. Leo off on this A-link flank, spawning 1, gets the headshot onto Mr. Fallen. Alfear now strikes from the flank.
Spike down, B.
Storming into the site, Spike recovered. Back up here from Maj, an up shot going his way, not finding it, but the drone gets the tag. Just how do you even try to escape from here? There's no way out. Leo with a 3K ties us up once more now at 8-8.
And it all starts here with Kiwi getting noticed, and it baits a shot out from Leo, but he re-peaks the angle and it's just held to perfection. And that just opens things up. And then they just start falling. Leo, or not Leo, Chronicle, I think, in the back of the site. Leo there coming in, getting those other 2 kills from the flank. But I mean, Fnatic's done a great job locking this B site down here on this defender side every time. And it's been often that FUT has wanted to put pressure to try to get these plants down. They can't. It's nano swarms, it's aftershocks, it's the rifling that is preventing FUT from getting any ground on that site. Yes.
The timeout now forced.
That's the ugliest FUT I've seen. That is too many toes on that foot.
There's something wrong with it, but 8-8, pressure mounting. Guys wanting to pump the brakes here. Has had a hell of a lot more to get excited about in this map compared to Split, obviously. But they still need to be able to get this win, to get to bind, to have that hope. Still has one more timeout to play with, but he's hoping that this one is going to do the trick to get them back on track to right the ship.
And they're a couple orbs away from some big ultimates. The Rolling Thunder in particular for Mr. Fallen for FUT is the one I'm looking at. Fnatic does have Leo's Hunter's Fury available. So let's see what FUT is going to do. And right now I'm seeing a lot of them drifting in the A direction. Leo and Boaster going to be on A duty. Already a star coming down though, right at the point of contact outside of A main. Just going to be used to buy a little bit of time. That dart going to get a little bit of information that there's pressure here. And they're using those mosh pits to clear that long A. Just like we saw with Fnatic using the gravity well to clear that spot. It's going to be kind of of course, with the agent compositional differences, FUT going to have to use a different piece of utility to do it, but still just as effective in some ways.
Flash in, clear on the turret. Alpha sends out some shots, so presence is noted. This is one of those rounds where you really wish that Kiwi just had those 2 extra kills to have the Blaze online, because then he could push a weapon over to Krax, because right now he does only just have that Sheriff in hand. The B site, widely ignored this time around from Fnatic. A little bit of time bought by the Nano Swarm, but the Wingman going to be sent forward. After shock through, can he get it in time? Yes, he can. Does his job. The crowd goes crazy.
We stand little buddy in this house. That's right.
Now the post plant setup. Time ticking away. Fnatic being quite slow on the approach of this one. The Hunter's Fury goes out the back. A little bit of friendly fires. Alfier says, yeah, I'll tank it, and it's worth it. Smaj goes down. Durka somehow readjusts, and Atacaptain cannot find the kill. Now Leo gets Kiwi. Swing out, shot gonna go a little bit wide, but again, it's just that Sheriff in hand, and somehow, some way, Fnatic regained the lead. A Prime Gaming flawless. What it looked like FUT had everything set up.
I mean, Durka finds a great kill there, and then it's Chronicle setting up Leo in the front of the site with a stun to really bust things open. Of course, that Hunter's Fury helps. Finding that opening pick onto Maj, that's a lot of that really crucial post-plant utility eliminated. Great recognition here of the positioning from FUT, and Gaius, yeah.
I mean, it's a brutal one.
He knows it, yeah.
Not getting that pick onto Durka as he swings out of the garage. That could be something that is haunting Atacaptain later tonight if they can't move forward and close out this map.
They're already past. They've already got 3 players on the other side of Durka here, and it's deep positioning for Chronicle and Leo.
But on the other side of that site, okay. Shot going a bit wide. Repeat, and Mr. Fallen finds the kill. I was going to say it's Chronicle and Leo that are waiting from the site. Could still very much prove to be a pain in the rear. So Rolling Thunder's going to crash across. Shock Dart out to try to get a bit of chip damage, and Chip does indeed. Atacaptain and Mr. Fallen both tagged low, and Leo sets himself up perfectly to be able to find that punish. Interrupts the plant, buys some more time for the rotations to come through, and brings this back into a 4v4.
And now Maj has the operator at long A to really cover this post plant. Here's those blades you were looking for, Achilleos. Fnatic waiting for Boaster to hustle over to this A site. Let's see if they can make this retake go.
So I'm going to be spotting one, the Thrash. Sent. Jumps it out, doesn't get that suppression, but Kiwi finds his pound of fudge. 2 quick kills off the blades, gets the resets as well.
They gotta leave.
You would suspect that that is going to be the call. Can they get the catch? They're looking for it, they're ready for it. First couple knives not gonna get the hits. Cracks will end up going down as well. Atacaptain more than happy to give his life for the cause, but he's also very happy to take that gun away from Leo. Comes up with another kill. It's gonna be Maj. Left standing, operator carried over. MasterCard Thrifty is FUT tie us up at 9-9.
Just another great round here from FUT. I don't know, that is one of the shakiest moments I've seen from Durka with an operator in a long time. Just slow to react there to that high positioning of Maj, and then kind of starts moving, so the aim even gets thrown off. That's unfortunate, and they're going to be able to keep that operator over. Kiwi, put that, see if you can put that to good use. Big investment now for FUT. Still some economy left for Fnatic. Bladestorm available potentially for Durka. Atacaptain does have the From the Shadows. Let's see if there's any more trickery abounding here, and you can really leapfrog that Gecko utility.
The orb take though.
Yeah.
Chronicle now, that Rolling Thunder online. Alfier is also just one away from having the lockdown. This is the thing, is that, yes, FUT, they get that Thrifty, it's monstrous, and it's good that they get that, but they still did have to use 3 ultimates in order to make that happen. Stun across, covering fire though. Boaster spamming through, managing to find cracks. There's Leo on the opposite side, does get knocked down towards 19 HP.
Yeah, love the attempt with the Wingman there to clear that corner, but Fnatic wise to it. Boaster doing a great job covering his teammate. Now looking again towards this B site, but if Chronicle can keep this Rolling Thunder in hand, this is, I think, is going to be really challenging for FUT.
Right there.
Ready for it, sends it out. That's going to interrupt the plant. Maj was trying to get in front of it, but still gets dazed up. Ends up falling down. Atacaptain in the backside. Boaster completely not aware of this position. Ends up dying. And that's going to be the TP out. Dodging on the aftershock. Gets himself situated over at C Long. Shock here into garage. The drop down. Alfier's got the tempo and he's got the double. Kiwi doesn't know what hit him. thought he was safe, but Alpha catches him in the cloudburst, gets the shutdown here onto Adicaptain. He was one away from having the lockdown, but he wasn't satisfied with just one kill. He wanted 3 of them, and by God, he got them. He also got Fnatic back into the lead.
Oh, I love the idea from Maj to try to get ahead of that Rolling Thunder, but he's just a step too late. Again, some good ideas here from FUT, but better reactions from Fnatic. And Alpha just trailing, hot on their heels, finds a huge double. And now the economy in a very shaky position for the side of FUT. It's only 1 rifle, a frenzy, and 3 classics. Of course, full rifles, a couple big ults as well, if needed for Fnatic, and still working this long sea orb for Cracks to try to get those thrashes back online. Maj 1 away from a lockdown potentially with this hero rifle. See if he can get anything done. They're going to use this smoke to cover the turret. Try to see if they could sneak into some space, but it's being watched by Leo.
Now they clear it, so they might not anticipate that somebody's this far forward, but the drone is going to be coming through. So yeah, Leo has a bit of a sense of this. Cracks in the meantime, tag up, stun through, Maj dead. Rifle recovered, Kiwi takes that one into his hand, but it's just left on the floor as Alphier will not allow them to have anything. 2 kills from him, Boaster holds down the site, a 3K from him. It's another Prime Gaming flawless as Fnatic are just 1 round away now from match point, and look at the treasure trove of ultimates that they have.
Exactly, just a really clean round there. And so nice to have a clean round in that situation with those ults being able to be kept in your back pocket coming into this. And Alpha has 25 kills, 25, 9, and 0.
And still 0 assists.
Hey, man.
he
is kind of
always finishes the job.
He is kind of the anti-Killjoy in some ways. Like usually as Killjoy, you're getting a lot of, a little bit of extra damage here and there with your nanos, with your turret, with your alarm bot to get those assists, but he's just too clean. He's just so clean with those headshots. Again, the best rifler in the world, period, end of story in my book. And that scoreline shows you why. He doesn't need anybody to help him. It's not like he starts a kill and doesn't finish it. He finishes it.
Yeah. The Baba Yaga of the Valorant world, the John Wick that everyone needs to fear. So you just do not get away from this guy. FUT throwing everything now into this final timeout. They're in a possible position to be able to get this run back, to stop it from even going to overtime. Yes, it would be 4 consecutive round wins, but they've already shown at the beginning of this map they're capable of stringing things together, but the momentum has been so broken up in this second half. Only 2 rounds so far on the attacking side. A lockdown to work with, damn near full buy, just 2 players working with those half armors. And can they get it done, or do Fnatic get to map point?
And it's got to be here for FUT, because their next buy is going to be scuffed if they lose this round. Their economy's in shambles. So already trying to dodge around this star. Boaster once again clearing out this turret of Maj, trying to put some pressure on. Really taking a lot of space here as Fnatic. This is where they found some success against Loud.
Lockdown going to be used. Alpha here just looking to force them away from the A site. They're already pushed up quite a bit, but they have to back away. They have to respect this one, and everybody's just going to be tucked into a corner. Leo identifying the position of 1. Aftershock thrown through, Boaster swing on, managing to find that elimination. Gets that whittled down towards 8 HP though. Answering Aftershock to try to shove them back, but Adicap stun up, ends up falling. Alphier as well though, dead on the site. Singular kill found, damage dealt. The man advantage still there for the side of Fnatic. Pushing forward, they can clear out the rest of Long, the updraft. Spots 1. Sees Cracks. Fault line goes through. Bit of spam, swing up, Cracks, holding his ground, takes out Durka, but Chronicle answering back, finds that elimination. Mr. Fallen needing to win the fight against Boaster. He's just got 8 HP. Gets the timing though, dissipates the Nebula, catches him off guard, and Kiwi cannot get it done. Leo will get the defuse, and Fnatic will get themselves up to match point.
What absolutely beautiful timing on that lockdown from Alphier. He catches FUT in such an awkward spot where they cannot go to clear that lockdown fast enough, because he gets that 1 kill, it buys enough time. Then they all get stuck into 1 corner, and absolutely Fnatic fully aware of that positioning, fully aware of the timing they have to set this up, to clear that other corner at A main, to make sure that Maj is dealt with, and then from there, just come from so many different angles. And Minnie, I don't think you got to be too upset about that round. I think that went pretty well for your team. But really, just, again, that all comes down to that individual decision-making from Outfier.
Oh, God.
It's Odin time.
I mean, Maj tagged up a little bit, but still going to be alive.
They missed him.
It doesn't check Outfier. The stun in, and this might just bait them, but somehow Cracks taking out the Aftershock. Perfectly placed by Chronicle. Finds him while he was using the ultimate. Now swings out, gets Maj, gets Kiwi. Chronicle absolutely dominant. It's now all of a sudden it's just Mr. Fallen left with the Spectre in hand, and Durko with the up shot will put him down. Fnatic